apologize for being a couple minutes late. I want to welcome you to our second round of biannual meetings here in Addison. We're happy to be back after visiting with you guys back in January. Just want to go over a few items here before we begin the presentation. So, quickly over the agenda, we're going to cover welcome introductions, rules of engagement, just introductions to the public meeting. We're going to provide a project overview. We're going to get some project milestones, both overall and for the city of Dallas, nearby, and Addison, town of Addison. And then we're going to go over the operating plan with a public hearing, cover some information regarding fair restructuring, and then how to stay informed and connected with us regarding project updates. I want to remind everyone that there's audio and video recording in progress. So, as I said, public meeting, we want to hear everyone's input, answer your questions, your concerns. Just want to make sure that everyone's respected. So, when we do that, we're going to open up the room for questions. If you raise your hand, someone will come over.
They're coming to the podium.
Oh, sorry. Okay. So you're coming up front, you'll ask your question, and then we'll address it as best we can. If you have a question you don't want to come up, then raise your hand and we'll give you a comment card. We'll take down your question and we can address that at the end of the presentation. Since we're already going to cover different aspects of the project, we'll cover that at the end just so you don't have to come up and speak for the project. I'm Royce Walla, I'm the Project Communications Manager. I have Trey Walker, our VP of Construction Capital Design. He's going to provide some overview for you. Portion of this is in the back. She is our dark community rep. If you have any questions regarding dark services or what dark offers or what we're doing in the community, or she can handle that for you, both during the open session or after the meeting if you like. We also have someone from AWH here. AWH is our design build contractor. They're working with us along on this project. Matt Hansen oversees the project, and Michael Pace was supposed to be here, but we had someone else to fill in. Introduce himself when he comes up. As I said, this is our second round of biannual meetings. We came out back in January to inform you on the progress of the project overall. We started last week for our second round of Addison. We kind of made our way down through the corridor. We're here today in Addison. If there's something you missed, or if you just want to gather more information, we're welcome to join us tomorrow night in Dallas. We can tell your friends and neighbors as well. All right, we have Trey come up and he can kind of run through the overview.
Thanks, Brian. Good evening, everybody. My name is Trey Walker, VP for Design and Construction with TART. Just a little bit of an overview of the project as a whole. We are working through full 26-mile alignment construction for the Dark Silver Line corridor. In total, the corridor is going to serve 10 stations. And really, we are advancing a lot of connections to other services in and through the Dark service area. Starting I'll kind of work west to east. We're starting at DFW, we've got a junction. We're sharing a terminal station with Textro, which goes from downtown Fort Worth at the DFW airport. You can also, from the Terminal B station, take a short walk to Terminal A, where our orange line currently serves. And as we move east, we've got a connection with the dark green line in downtown Carrollton. Of course, here in Addison, we have rail stations of the existing train centers, one of our highest use bus transfer facilities within our system, so we really have that companion service complementary between bus and rail in Addison here. When we start moving east, we've got a walk-up station in Mill Trail, and then we've got further connections provided between the silver line and the dark red and orange lines in both Richardson and Plano. First with the city line Bush Station, and then Wall Street Station, where we're building a new infill light rail station, which is walking distance to the commuter rail stations being built at grade there. Finally, the service itself terminates at Charlotte Rail Station in Plano as the end of the line. So the two nearby stations here, we've got, like I said, a little bit on the Addison station, right between kind of right out the back door here and kind of a nice shot. Really looking at building complementary instruments being walk-up, multi-use, serving events, as well as having the complement to the bus services in and out of the facility as well. And about 1.5 miles to our east, we've got the Mill Trail Station. This is primarily a walk-up facility. It is meant to have from the neighborhood, and kind of the multi-use aspects of the office space in there as well. We will have a small pickup drop-off period provided for passengers that are commuting along the Silver Line at this station, but primarily the park and ride aspect will be here in Addison.
Sorry, what station are you just mentioning? Which
The walking station is Mill Trail. Mill Trail. It's just east of where we are, off of just east of D&T off Mill Trail Drive in Dallas.
Is there a way you can enlarge the map?
I cannot, but we've got printouts.
Or the-
We have woods today. We can provide.
Or the previous map?
Website, yeah. For download. We are building the Silver Line as part of the rail service that's going to be operated by DART. There is a companion project that's taking place on DART's corridor that we own along the larger parallels to the DART Silver Line and the Textile Line. This is the Cotton Belt Regional Rail. This is a project that's sponsored by the Central Texas Council of Governments. In total, when completed, it will be about 55-mile continuous trail running from Fort Worth all the way to Plano. Now, portions of it are kind of DART's responsibility to build in partnership with the Council of Governments, span from really more or less on the Silver Line, but from DFW all the way to Plano. This is broken down into phases. Phase 1 components are largely going in place with the Silver Line infrastructure. These involve areas where the corridor is really narrow and there's some critical bridge structures over creeks and interstates similar to what we see kind of right near Spirit Dallas on the Colway, with the pedestrian bridge going in kind of integral to the rail infrastructure. We are getting ready to kick off phase 2, which does include Addison and every municipality east of Addison along the corridor. This is going to be bid and a contract that's hosted by DART and built out over the next 2 or 3 years, coming to fruition shortly after the Silver Line is online. So our vehicles for the Silver Line rail corridor, we are operating different vehicles than we have on our light rail. So this is a self-powered vehicle that is produced by Stadler in Salt Lake City. We purchased 8 of these vehicles. They are all assembled and we're running through burn-in testing right now, primarily on the Trinity Railway Express alignment on Sundays when that service does not run. They'll feature a little bit more space than our light rail vehicle because this is intended to be more of a commuter or a longer trip service, and feature things such as overhead storage, bike racks, and a luggage compartment within each car as well for storing those trips in and out of the airport. So on the corridor itself, we are about 75% complete with construction to date. We still got a long way to go. We still got a lot of off-guideway facilities such as our station parking lots to build in a lot of areas, and some connections between sidewalk and roadway networks as well. But on the guideway construction, we're about 75% complete, and we're starting to shift into segmented testing in portions of the corridor. This testing plan allows us to break up the corridor into 3 segments, A, B, and C, as you go west to east. As the guideway is turned over, we were able to knock off some of our integration testing, kind of take advantage of overlapping activities to deliver our revenue service on a shorter time. We recently completed all of our guideway construction in the Richardson Plano segment, that's segment C. That enables us to start testing our vehicles, and that testing started a little bit last week, but largely on Sunday with moving our vehicles through a portion of the corridor and measuring the 4 stations that abut that segment. This segment is included, Addison is included in segment A. We're anticipating the tie-ins and connections for testing on segment A later this year, probably looking kind of later in the 4th quarter timeframe. And then quarter 1 of 2025 will complete our large construction projects at Hillcrest and Coy Road in Dallas, which will connect the entire corridor, allowing us to do segment testing in that corridor specifically, but then end-to-end testing in kind of the middle of 2025. Also, we're targeting a revenue service date of end of 2025 or early 2026. So what you can expect during this testing kind of the end of the year here is stimulated service along the alignment. That's going to run from DFW Airport at Terminal B all the way to the Noble Trail Station in Dallas. So we'll encompass the segment through Addison. We'll make stops at stations. We'll be timing our gates that the vehicles pass through to make sure we're providing adequate warning for the oncoming vehicles on the road as we have train crossings. And as we do that, we'll have flaggers out in the street to make sure that we're safe and rolling out the timing of those intersections, that they prove up to be functioning as designed prior to releasing that intersection to operate under normal conditions. One note here, we will not have our quiet zones active during testing. Facilities turnover and ultimately our application for something for quiet zones that we're working through with cities. I know that in place for government service. Also there, this point of the presentation, and we'll take the questions. We have a couple more segments coming up on general DAR items and construction specific.
If you have any questions, feel free to step up to the podium and ask them. Come on.
Well, first of all, I want to say that the station looks wonderful. All we need is the train to come through. And even the landscaping is unbelievably beautiful. It's really gorgeous. But I have some comments and questions. Okay, this portion is complete here in Addison, but I want to throw this out because I don't know what stage you are at the other stations. When they were closing off the walkway along Quorum, there would be signs saying, sidewalk closed, use other side. But the other side would also say closed. Very frustrating. Especially since there's no other way. And Addison Road in Addison here is not completely walkable. And it's a far distance to go along Festival Way to go from Quorum to Addison Road. And anyway, that whole portion is not good. So that was, I'm just telling you this for future portions of the project and other projects. Okay, I have a friend, this was back in the spring, either March or April. She lives in Richardson, but she was going to an annual event at a friend's house, somewhere around Hillcrest. I can't picture exactly where, but all I know is she wrote me a long letter because she knows I'm active with DART. And she said that she was going along Hillcrest and it just said road closed and there was a big hole. And there's no signage as to how to get out of this. So she ended up going home. This was an annual thing, and there were other people who were expecting her at this destination. And the same thing here on a much smaller scale. I happened to be walking around the neighborhood. I don't live on that side of Quorum, but this past weekend I was over there in the Spectrum and all that, and I knew that they were doing that project at the Dallas North Tollway. So also, and I was on foot, so I wasn't inconvenienced with a car. It said road closed. I mean, I realize that's a neighborhood, and would be mostly neighborhood people, so they probably know how to get around. But in the case of my friend, she was coming from far away, and after all, people could come from out of state, out of the country, whatever. I mean, road closed. So what do you do to get to where you want to go? So, that's my comment about that. Okay, especially with the test trains coming through. I guess I didn't realize it was going to be that soon. We have a pedestrian walkway actually on both sides of Quorum. I have been noticing so much debris there. Bottles of, empty bottles of soda, water. This is going to interfere with the train going through. I mean, right now it's only the pedestrians. Because, you know, it's a place where cars wouldn't go, because it's not the road. So I don't know how that's going to stay. I mean, you can't have a constant monitor, and I don't know, is that going to be the responsibility of Addison for the streets department or DART? I don't know. It's because it's right there where you walk. So I don't know what the answer to that is. Oh, okay, also, when the guys are doing the work, 'cause, you know, they've been doing a lot of work for the railroad arms and related things. During the day, I noticed that there's a lot of gravel, and it's hard to walk. I must say, though, that they're getting better about cleaning it up at the end of the day. Now, I don't know, this is a little hard to describe. There is a large parking lot where the Addison Transit Center is that you can access either from Quorum or from Arapahoe. That's the largest parking lot. And that's really the parking lot now that they've made modifications at the Transit Center building that people have to park. Well, near there was a temporary fence leading from the parking area to the train, and for at least a week, that fence has been gone. Anybody can walk onto the tracks there. And this is even on Sunday at 6 o'clock at night, and there were no workers around. So I'm kind of concerned, because I didn't even know that they were gonna put up the artwork this soon. They put up the artwork quite a number of months ago. And anybody can walk. I personally never saw anybody at the tracks, but somebody told me, I don't know how accurate it is, but somebody said that they saw somebody at the tracks. And this is even before that fence was taken down. And like I said, that fence is gone all day, every day. So I really have a concern about that. Yeah, that anybody can wander onto the train. And I'm curious, the regular train is not running there, but I've been seeing for the past 2 days 2 cars saying Herzog, and it has gravel.
Yeah, those are the ballast cars. So right now, we're bringing ballast. So the stone that makes up the gangway of the railroad. So those cars are full of stone that they cannot spread across the gangway to help us get to elevation, our proper rail elevation.
So
you'll see those continue to move. That's more or less an extension of construction activity.
So they're adding more of the gravel for, okay. So those are my comments, and I hope you can address them.
Yeah, no, we can work with Berkshire Western on your notes regarding access and cleanliness and things of that nature. On our closures, we do work to message those. I know that you referenced the hole in the ground. I assume you're talking about, that's our Hillcrest Road closure. We've got Hillcrest closed for a block there.
Mm-hmm.
We did a pretty extensive outreach on that, but we can help get the information out as to where to access our Addison and work on our hotline, distributing our hotline information on kind of a daily items that they need to be addressed as well.
Well, if I may say, okay, so the outreach is for people in the neighborhood, but that's the point that I'm making, that people come from outside the neighborhood. And they may not even know about a hotline number.
Yeah, we'll address that as well, and we'll be talking about our closing.
Would you propose putting the signs at the road where it says road closure with the alternate route?
There's detour signage in place in both directions coming from, as you approach that closure right now. That was a requirement for us to have in place. It's been inspected by the city of Dallas as well.
Okay, what about the go to the other side to walk and go to the other side? I mean, there's only two sides.
We can look into that and make sure that we have pedestrian access, because it's important to maintain through access of the board. Absolutely.
Okay, well, thank you.
Any others? All right, back to you, Trent.
Right, I'll hand it over to John Mueller here to talk about our construction updates in progress in downtown.
Good evening, everyone. Perfect. So recent project milestones, town of Addison, we have 100% completion on the Midway Road Rail Bridge. One item to address on that one is that the arch will be repainted. We do realize that it is a different color. 100% completion of Addison Road, Quorum, Spectrum Drive crossings. So this does, we should have much more sidewalk closures over there. 90% completion of Addison Station is looking quite good actually. And then 95% completion of North Dallas toll bridge. There's actually 3 bridges over there, and they're pretty much done. We have track across them now. We just had the 3-day closure for both northbound and southbound DMT. I like to present that they are now open, tracks across, and so you'll see various lane closures over there. Make sure that all signals are fully functional, but they're, for the most part, passable. All right, Addison work. So this is over at this is March, I believe. It's we have gotten some complaints on the compatibility of asphalt over there. We are working on a schedule on making sure that it is a smooth crossing. Next is going to be, this is going to be your Midway Bridge at Arapahoe. That is 100% complete. This is going to be your Addison Road. So if we come into downtown Addison, that crossing is complete as well. We will only have the sidewalk on the west side. This is going to be your Addison Station with the bus station, Addison Transit Center. This is going to be all your finishes on the Addison Station. It's pretty much, most of those finishes you can see are already in. Jumping over this, we skipped core, that's Spectrum. We skipped core, and this is Spectrum. That one is also done. There's minor work we have to do with putting some 88 panels, but that one is now done. You'll see us back in. We had a little bit of a sidewalk issue or curb issue that we'll have to do some touch up over there. And you'll see us, we'll still have punch list, so we still have to connect the city to get seconds. Here is DNT. So what you'll see, I'll walk over here. I think I'm loud enough. Can everyone hear me? Yeah. So we have 2 rail bridges, 1 and 2, and then this is going to be your pedestrian bridge. We're not going to open the pedestrian bridge until we have sidewalk completed over here and over here. And then rail is now across both these bridges. And so looking at this picture is actually now out of date after this meeting. So, Knoll Trail, this is Knoll Trail Station. It is pretty much all the heavy lifting is now done. We just need to go through, we need to finish out a lot of the station finishes. We need to finish out all the I guess landscaping and then just a couple other minor odds and ends. So this is actually Dallas here is what you're looking at, no longer Addison. So this is going to be Knoll Trail Station pictures taken on the actual platforms themselves. So as you can see, bricks are in, lights are in. You'll see that we're currently over there. We're putting in fenceway. It's looking pretty good. So general construction. The first picture on the left, that's going to be that's US 75. The bridge over 75 over in Richardson. The top picture on the right is going to be that is UTE Station over in Richardson as well. You can see right over here, Ms. Phyllis, this is what you're talking about, is this rail car right here.
Yeah.
That's called a ballast car. You'll see those rolling through. Our tractors are really good. We have 2 of them. They have curves out on the side. That's all they do. They just bring crushed granite onto our job site, and you'll see it. It's actually the nice looking rock underneath the railroad ties. The lower right picture, I'm actually trying to think of where that one is, but that looks like maybe Midway. No, that's US 75 as well. Recent in progress project milestone. 8 Silver Line vehicle testing on TRE tracks. 2 vehicles moved to Silver Line corridor testing in July. DNT bridges are 95% complete. 90% of Addison Station is complete. 70% of Knoll Trail Station is complete. 38 of 49 rail crossings are complete, or over 70% complete. 26 of 34 guideway bridges are over 80% complete. 6 of 7 pedestrian bridges are over 80% complete. 34 of 61 noise betterment walls are over 80% installed. And 143,000 linear feet of new track has been installed. I can open it up for questions.
Anybody?
And yeah, as to what the fares will be like.
On what, is that the question?
We'll talk fares in the next section.
Oh, okay.
All right, thanks, Jonathan.
Let me back up here real quick, since you don't ask about the maps. So I'm going to talk about communication and be connected with us. These maps, I know you asked for them to be enlarged. You can look at them over there, or you can pull them on your phone. They are online. Dark.org/Silverline. You can zoom in. If you look at the larger ones over there, you can see the circle radius is about a mile radius, which is we figured out about a 20-minute walk. Within that mile, you'll see different things that are accessible. Again, the whole point of transit and part of the Silver Line is to improve mobility across the region, and that's one of the things we want to do, whether it's connectivity to existing service, via light rail or bus, or having you be able to walk. So access to parks, restaurants, what have you. Each individual station has this map. You'll be able to find what's accessible to you in that route. Okay, regarding service, this is our preliminary operating plan. Again, this is preliminary because nothing is final until the dark board approves it. Adoption of the final plan to come after a public hearing. We're looking to have the public hearing sometime in early 2025. What we're doing right now is how we've done last week and this week, and we'll continue to do through the rest of the year. Provide information regarding the project and let the community be informed. And then you're invited to come to that public hearing and share your thoughts and opinions with the dark board before they make the final approval. That being said, we're looking at roughly 5 a.m. to midnight service, the 60 train schedule. We'll have trains every 30 minutes during peak weekday service times. That being a.m. is roughly 6 to 9 a.m., so morning rush hour, and then 4 to 7 p.m. your afternoon rush hour. After that, you'll have one train every 60 minutes. That's obviously one train in both directions, going east and west. The duration of the time. Weekend schedule is still being studied, so we don't have set hours yet. One of the reasons for that is we anticipate we'll have higher ridership with access to the airport. So we'll have something in place, obviously, before every service starts, but that is something that we're still exploring right now. And I know this is something that's been a topic of conversation here in Addison. We will have the ability to adjust the train schedule for special events. So particularly here with Kaboom Town, Case Addison, the train will be able to operate and drop you off right there at the station, so you're within walking distance of the events. It's really convenient service. If you've ever taken light rail, whether it's the green line, orange line, red or blue, to American Airlines Center for a Mavericks game or a Stars game or a concert, we'll typically have a train waiting for you 10 minutes after. So it's going to be the same type of service that we'll be able to provide on Silver Line for each state and special events. We'll get to the questions at the end also. So fares will operate just like they do right now regarding the dark fares schedule and the way it's set. The DART is in the process of doing a fare restructure analysis. So we've had public meetings the last few weeks, and we'll continue through the month. And then we'll have a public hearing Tuesday, August 27th, and talk to your group in person, kind of like we're doing now, whether it's your HOA, your apartment group, civic group, chamber, Rotary, Kiwanis, you name it, just reach out to us, let us know. We love talking about the project and let people know the benefits and the uses that it's going to bring to your community. And all you have to do is reach out. You can talk to us here in person. You can contact anyone on the team directly at silverline@dark.org. In regards to that communication as well, if you go to our website, which is here, you'll get pretty much all the information regarding Silverline as updated as we get it. One of the great things that we've been able to do is communicate regularly with our partners at the city, whether it's Addison, Biannual, to provide weekly updates for construction. So if you go on the website every Monday morning, you'll be able to check what the construction updates are for that week, so it'll affect how it might affect your community. One of the big things we pride ourselves on over the last year is really improving our communications both with our partner cities, the public, and the media overall. Ms. Phyllis, you mentioned the Hillcrest closure and how we communicated that. I will let you know that we had communication with the city of Dallas, with the media, and all the cities near the Hillcrest Road closure area for up to 4 months before the road's going to be closed. We had media coverage, I think, by 3 of the TV stations, several of the daily newspapers, and we communicated regularly with our dark PD as well as Dallas Police and Dallas Fire Rescue to let them be aware of how the closure is going to work. We followed up leading up about a week beforehand, the day before, and the day after to see how it impacted, what the impacts were, and how we adjust routes. Additionally, we did a geofencing ad campaign through your cell phone to where if you were driving within the area, you would get and happen to be on your phone, you get an alert letting you know construction update and directing you to the website. Just basic information that directs you to the website to get more information. So we did a pretty extensive plan there, and we're happy to work with all the entities to be able to provide that information to the community. Again, so how do you stay connected with us? You can email us. You can also go to our website, sign up for text alerts. You heard me mention that a couple times. You can set those alerts up via text or email. All you have to do is sign up. It'll direct you once you get to the page. The other piece too is it doesn't just have to be for Silverline, it can be for all of our service. We had the service interruption a week or so ago with the accident in Dallas. Everyone that has the alert system got those updates via that. We've had issues where we've had to, because of the construction, we've had to move bus stops and adjust routes. We provide alerts there as well. So again, if you're a regular user, can't highly stress enough signing up for the alerts across the system overall because they're very useful. Lastly, I want to point out the dark hotline. That's the 972 number you see above or to the side. That is regarding construction. So if you're out and about, like Ms. Phyllis mentioned, being confused with which sidewalks are open, you can call that number, voice your concern, and you'll typically get a response within 24 hours regarding your concern and how it's being addressed. And if not, just give us a little bit of time to get to it. Again, this is for construction specifically, so if maybe barrels are down or you have a question about why roadways going a certain way, you can reach out to us there and we'll respond to you accordingly. And again, you can also email us at any time, and myself or someone from the Silverline team will get back to you once we track down what the information you need and each appropriate answer. Any questions?
Come on to the mic.
Okay, you mentioned that there will be a public hearing sometime in 2025, and I realize the date hasn't been set. But will that public hearing include all of the hours? Because you said that the proposal for the weekday is already in place. But,
yes,
but
it'll be for all the hours. We will have a new plan. Again, we're still a ways away, so we'll probably by the time we roll around in January or closer to shortly thereafter, we'll have another plan that includes both the weekday and weekend service to share with all the communities. So you'll have an appropriate time to have that information before you can speak to the.
So it will include all 7 days. Okay, thank you very much.
Oh, yeah, and it'll include the bus connectivity and network changes as well.
Good evening. Thanks for the presentation and the time and all hard work. It looks like it's really coming along. One of my questions, I've recently kind of come across some discouraging news from some of the suburbs about passing resolutions to cut funding, sales tax caps, etc. I don't know if you guys have, it's not to the point where it's real yet, but have there been talks on your side about how that might affect Silver Line service?
Take that. Yeah, so in general, every yard budgeted dollar has a purpose, right? And so right now, Silver Line Services is built into our 20-year financial plan to be able to stand up and utilize. Should that financial plan be impacted by a move, then there would need to be some requisite cuts to go with that, which could impact Silver Line Services.
I appreciate it. My question, I figured it would, and I just wanted to get that idea out there that a lot of cities are talking about cutting DART's funding. So if you are in local municipalities, get in touch with them or get in touch with the DART board and let your voice be heard. But anyways, thank you.
Have any other questions regarding communication, construction, or project? Okay, well, as we wrap up, I do want to thank Addison Councilmember Nancy Craig and Mayor Bruce Parsons for being here. If you have questions regarding anything going on with Addison and the project, I'm sure they'll be happy to answer. I want to thank our CAC members, Dave Brady and Phil Silver, who are here. If you have questions or concerns, obviously you see they're very active with the project, and of course, the Silver Line team will stick around and want to visit with us about any questions or concerns you have.
Can I just ask a couple of questions? I know we're at the end of the presentation, sure. So I think they'll be quick. And again, thanks for being here. We appreciate these. First question is, will the Addison Police Department have access to the live video feeds at the stations? And then the second question is, I thought it was peculiar that we're not getting a sidewalk on the east side of Addison Road, since that's where our big park is. I wonder if you could explain why that is.
Yeah, I'm gonna our trail expert, Steve Loncombe, who's our Oswald Trail project manager. I'm gonna let him answer it. What's that?
I can't do it. I'll go to the front.
I could have heard you from back there.
They would just die for me to come up. Thank you for the question. No, the hike and bike trail will actually be there. So it will take the place of the sidewalk. And since we're going to start on that hopefully in 2025, that will be open. That'll be one of our priorities to get open prior to regular service. So you'll have a 12-foot wide hike and bike trail on that side when you have the 6-foot sidewalk on it.
Outstanding.
So it should work out really well.
And in regards to the video feed, the station and the vehicles are closed circuits, that's for dark PD, but I'm sure Addison and Dark can have a conversation with the feed around the station.